Hello, everyone. Welcome to Gentle Yoga. This is Leo Bray on behalf of Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center in Palm Springs. Visit us online at urbanyoga.org or Kristen Olson's Urban Yoga Center on Facebook. Check out the schedule of what's offered daily. Stop by the tip jar to make contributions. And if you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already done so. We'll start out today sitting or kneeling. I'm choosing to kneel. Maybe I'm channeling Kristen. Kristen very often starts out like this, hero pose, but just make yourself comfortable. Whatever that looks like for you, do what's comfortable with your hands. Close your eyes if that's comfortable for you. Observe your breath, allowing it to slow down and get deeper as you settle into your starting posture. Feeling into your contact with the ground and the length of your spine. The rooting contraction of the exhales and the rising expansion of the inhales. Scan your body to take in whatever other sensations there are present in your body right now. Making mental notes of anything that doesn't feel so good so that you can bear it in mind as we practice, remembering that you are always welcome to skip or modify any part of practice to accommodate what's going on in your body. Whenever your attention is drawn away from observing your breath and noticing what's going on in your body, just gently come back to these points of focus. These are our shared intentions, observing ourselves and taking care of ourselves. If you wish to layer on any more personal intention of your own, you can do that as well. And with our intentions in place, let's take 3 deep cleansing breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth with a sigh. Let your eyes open up. Ooh, my third exhale turned into a giant yawn at the end of the sigh. Made a funny face, I'm sure. I'm going to shift from my kneeling position to sitting. If you need to shift from the position you're in, go for it. Rest your arms at your sides so they're hanging limp. Lift your left shoulder towards your ear, shift it back and let it down. And then your right shoulder up and back and down. Inhale, reach out toward the walls. As you exhale, reach for your shoulder blades and hug yourself. Or if you like eagle arms, you can take eagle arms, then reach your elbows and your hands up and forward. Inhale, open up. Exhale, cross the opposite way. Inhale, open up. Exhale, arms down. Rest your fingertips on the floor, arms extended like this, staying long in the spine. Inhale, lift your left arm up alongside your ear, palm facing to the right. Exhale, reach across to the right. Inhale to bring yourself upright. Exhale, come into a twist with your left hand on the floor behind you, your right hand on your left leg. Inhale to lengthen up. Exhale to invite your body deeper into the twist. Just see how much feels like enough. Let yourself unwind. Inhaling, reach your right arm up alongside your ear. And as you exhale, reach to the left. Inhale to come up. Exhale, come into your other twist. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, twist some more. Let yourself unwind, come back to center. Rest your hands on your knees or thighs. Inhale, bring your heart forward, let your head tip back. Exhale, draw your heart back, let your head tip forward. And take a few more breaths with that. And after your next exhale, sit up tall. Let your arms hang at your sides again. And let your chin come towards your chest. We'll make slow circles, roll your ear towards your shoulder, and let your head tip back, on over towards the other shoulder, chin down past the sternum again. If you should find any tight spots, you can pause to rock back and forth at the tight spot and help loosen it up. And we have a late arrival. That's okay. I'm not particular about that. We'll let our friend come in. I think it's better to show up late than to not show up. And when you finish the next circle, change direction. And when you finish the next circle, lift your chin, and then take your time to make your way up onto your hands and knees. Reach back and press the ball of your left foot against the floor. With an inhale, reach your right arm forward. To go further, if you like, with the next inhale, pick your left foot up and reach straight back through the sole of your foot. If you want, bend your knee, reach back, see if you can grab your foot or your ankle, kick against your hand, lift your chin, lift your knee. Release, lower down. Reach back and press into the ball of your right foot. Squeaky mat I have here. On an inhale, reach your left arm forward. If you like, with the next inhale, pick your right foot up, reach straight back. Bend your knee, reach back, see about that bind and that additional stretching. Release, lower down. Step your right foot up between your hands. You could bring blocks in under your hands if you like. Step your left foot up next to your right. Hang out in your forward fold and sway back and forth, bending one leg and then the other. Feeling into the lengthening of the backside of the body. Whatever movements enhance that for you. Where do you feel the need for some more lengthening, and what movement will help you get there? Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, come down. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, out and up. Take hold of your left wrist with your right thumb and forefinger. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, reach to the right. Feel full length of both arms. Inhale to come up through center. Switch your grip. Hold the right wrist. Exhaling, bend to the left. Inhale, come up. Exhale, arms down. Inhale, out and up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Reach your arms behind your legs and hold your elbows in your hands. Bend your knees a lot, let your belly rest on your thighs. And start to lengthen your legs. Let your head hang heavy and gently lengthen your legs to whatever degree feels okay. This is a neat trick for lengthening the hamstrings, but it's also great to release tension in the lower back. We'll hang out here maybe half a minute, which might seem like a long time. Your belly on your thighs restricts your breathing, so just breathe as deeply as you can without forcing anything or straining anything. The breaths will be shorter, that's totally natural. Release your elbows, let your hands hang down. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold down. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Now, after doing that half-minute exercise there, subsequent forward folds will feel easier and may go deeper. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale down. Step back to plank. With an exhale, slowly lower all the way down. Press into your hands. Inhale, lift your head and chest to whatever height is okay for that lower back of yours. Exhale, rock back, Sort of pass through table on the first one, make it gentle. Curl your toes under, press into your feet to lift your knees, press into your hands and lift your tail. And pedal your feet up and down in the first downward dog. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, down. Step back to plank. Exhale, lower halfway or all the way. Inhale, bring your heart forward. Exhale, back and up. Inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, down. Step back to plank. And on an exhale, slowly lower all the way down. And we're going to explore the sequence here to crawling lizard, it's called. And I know it's hard to see me when you're down on the floor. I use lots of words to explain where we're going. Reach your arms out to the sides like cactus arms or goalpost arms. If you're not comfortable resting on your chin, you can turn your head to one side and rest on your cheek. Draw your left knee up towards your left elbow. Picture that left leg bent at a right angle the way your arms are bent. So imagine your wrist, and below your wrist is your elbow, below your elbow is your knee, below your knee is that ankle. Don't try to look at your leg, just picture it in that shape and it'll get close to that. Now there are stages to this and you can stop anytime. So maybe that feels like plenty to do. You could just hang out there. Or you could press into your forearms and start to wiggle your forearms in towards each other. So you bring your elbows in under your shoulders. We call this Sphinx Arms. And maybe that's plenty to do. Pressing into the arms, lifting the head and the chest. If you want to go further than that, pivot the right arm, bring your right hand over by your left elbow. So your forearms are perpendicular to each other. If you want to go even further here, this can be a lot. You can bend the right leg. If that feels okay and you want to go further, see if you can reach your left hand back to grab your right foot or leg. Take your time. It's quite an involved bind. It can release a lot of things. And yes, it restricts breathing. Pressing your belly against the floor like this. Release the bind if you've got it. Slowly rewinding everything. Lower the leg, at the elbow, the forearm, the hand. Bit by bit, maybe pause wherever you feel the need to, like I just felt the need to pause there. And pivot the right arm forward, back through Sphinx Arms. Wiggle your arms out. Back to cactus arms, let your chest and your head come down. And just pause, rest on your chin or rest on one cheek. And bring the left leg back in line with the right leg. And let's come out of the cactus arms too. Bring your hands back by your hips, maybe palms up. And rest on your chin or on one cheek for a few breaths. If you're resting on your cheek, come back to your chin as you're ready. Come back to cactus arms. And you guessed it, we're gonna go on the other side. Draw the right knee towards the right elbow, opening the front of that hip. Remember, think of these things lined up. The wrist and the elbow, and then the knee and the ankle. Like you could draw a line through those four joints, nice straight line. If you want to explore further, start pressing into your arms, walking your forearms in towards each other. Find your Sphinx arms. If you want to go further, pivot your left arm, bring your left hand by your right elbow. If you want to try for that bind, take your time, bend the left leg, draw your heel towards your butt. And really take your time with the arm, leaning into the left arm, reach the right arm slowly back and around for that foot. Release the bind if you've got it. Slowly let the foot down, bring the arm forward. Pivot the other arm, come back to Sphinx arms. Walk your arms further out, come back to cactus arms, let your chest and your head come down. Bring your right leg back in next to your left. Bring your hands back down by your hips, rest on your chin or on one cheek. Back onto your chin if you're resting on your cheek. Bring your hands up under your shoulders. Inhale, lift your head and chest. Exhale, rock back through table. We're gonna make our way to child's pose. Just bring your big toes together. If you like, widen your knees. If you have knee trouble, sometimes it feels better to keep them in closer to each other. Sit back towards your heels. Let your head come down to the floor. If your head doesn't reach the floor, you can always put a prop under your forehead or put your hands under your forehead. Vary your child's pose however you like. Sometimes it feels nice to reach your hands back towards your feet instead of reaching them forward. Focus on your breath, scan your body. A lot just happens in that sequence. So see what's changed sensation-wise. Pardon me. Take your time to come up out of child's pose to table. And we're going to stretch our hands and feet. So that sequence did a lot of stretching for shoulders and hips and arms and legs. And through the torso lower back, middle back, upper back. So we'll go to extremities and do something for the hands and the feet. Curl your toes under. Walk your hands back towards your knees. You come up standing on the knees. So we'll start up high like this. My blocks are so far away. I'm going to grab a block. So we're going to sit back towards our heels. I'm going to sit right on my heels, and that's what feels good to me. I do this a lot, and I have for years. You can regulate how low you go by putting a block between your heels and your butt, or your ankles and your butt, or stand a block up between your ankles. So the block's resting between your butt and the floor. And you can also just sit, maybe sitting way up here is what feels good for your feet. So the stretch can create a lot of sensation in your feet. And what all that's getting at is you decide how much sensation you get in your feet, because I can't tell what your feet feel like. This feels good for my feet, but that's me and my feet. Hold your right arm out with your palm up. And we're going to spend 1 breath per finger stretching. Take hold of your right pinky. Inhale, draw it out. Exhale, draw it down to open your palm and your wrist and stretch your forearm. And just 1 nice long breath per finger. Inhale, draw out. Exhale, draw down. And anytime you can adjust how you're sitting. If the sensation in your feet becomes too much, you can come up higher. If you decide you can take more sensation, the stretch is helping, you can sit down lower. You can add or remove a block. And after we do the thumb, let's hold the left hand out. Grab the pinky, same deal. 1 breath per finger. Stretching out this hand, this wrist, this forearm. If you finish with the second thumb before I get there, tip forward onto your hands and untuck your toes. And then you can drum your feet on the floor. That's the invigorating counter pose we do, which is my favorite thing. Bang your feet on the floor. Slow or fast, hard or soft. I like to really bang your feet on the floor a lot if nobody's sleeping. And let's step the right foot up between the hands and the left foot up to meet it. We'll do a little more for the hands and feet, and again, a little bonus for hamstrings and lower back. Lift your left foot, lift your left toes on the ball of your foot, bend your knees a lot, and slide your hand palm up under your foot. Now you can go as far as bringing the tips of your toes to your wrist crease. You don't have to go that far. Then do the other foot and the other hand, so you're standing on your hands. And this funny thing is called gorilla pose. And like the bind we did before, holding our elbows, you're going to start to lengthen your legs. And again, exploring the edge of your comfort zone. Let your head hang. Again, your belly is pressing to your thighs, so your breaths won't be as deep. Just try to let your breath be easy and continuous. And this is a deep stretch through the shoulder blades too. And some pretty forceful acupressure in hands and feet. You can play around if you want to bend one knee a little more and then the other. Maybe that feels nice. Doesn't have to be static. We're never really still. Maybe one hamstring feels tighter than the other. Maybe you wiggle your fingers and massage the bottom of your feet. Maybe you wiggle your toes, massage your hand. And let's go one side at a time. Lift your foot, take your hand out, and then the other. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale down. Inhale all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. And let's play with a little balancing before it's time to sit on the floor and wind things down. We're past the halfway mark of our hour. You're welcome to step over by the wall or a steady piece of furniture if you like to use that to assist in balancing. We might stand on one foot. We might just put more weight on one leg than the other. Shift your weight from one leg to the other. Set your eyes on a fixed point at about eye level. As we start to make our way into tree pose, bring the weight to your left leg. Raise your right knee. Open it out to the side and bring your right foot to your left leg. You might have your toes on the ground and your heel on the ankle. You might have the sole of your foot on your calf. You might have your foot on your thigh on the inside or on the front of your thigh even. You just don't want to press your knee out to the side. So be above or below your knee. And your hands can stay here. Pressing in can be steadying, or you can explore whatever shapes or movement you want to explore. Make sure you're breathing. Sometimes we stop because we're just focusing so hard on what we're doing. Think of it as playing, not work. You can start over anytime. If you fall, that's just part of the game. Getting up is the next part. Or maybe you decide you've had enough of this on this side before I do. You don't have to get up again. If your hands are elsewhere, bring them to your heart. Pivot your knee forward and let your foot down. Shake your left leg and anything else you want to shake. What needs a shake? What wants a shake? Everybody likes a shake. Yes, it leads to dancing. When you're ready, bring your hands to your heart. Shift side to side. You can keep dancing if you like. Whenever you're ready, bring the weight into your right leg. Take your time and lift your left knee. Open the gate of your hip and bring your foot to your leg. Do what you like with your arms and your hands. Bring your hands back to your heart if they're doing something else. Pivot your knee forward and let your foot down and shake as needed. Drink as needed, in case that doesn't go without saying. Come down and have a seat on the floor. Extend your legs forward and flex your feet back. Inhale, reach up overhead. Exhale, fold over your legs. Let your knees bend if they want to, as much as they want to. Inhaling, think of the crown of your head reaching forward. Exhaling, think of lowering down some more. Now we'll just see what hanging out here for a minute does. How much the fold might deepen, what further release may be had in your lower back, letting the breath do the work. Inhaling, walk your hands up the front of your legs and sit up. Use your arms to nudge your legs apart. Keep using your arms to help your legs bend your left leg. Bring your left foot to your right thigh or right knee, like tree pose. If it doesn't feel good to have this bent leg hanging in the air, you might put a block under the outside of your leg to hold it up. Sometimes it just doesn't feel good. Many people like the block there. Pivot your torso and your sternum at your right foot and flex those right toes back towards you. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold down over your leg. Take a couple breaths. Reach your right arm out to the side. Sorry, reach your left arm out to the side. Mixed up my right and left. Reach your left arm up alongside your left ear. Reach your left hand overhead towards your right hand. Let your head be wherever your neck feels comfortable. Reach your arm back up and back out to the side. Rotate that arm, point your thumb at the floor. Reach the back of your hand towards your right hip. Peel your left shoulder back, look to the left. Extend the arm again. Let that rotation go. Bring your left hand back over to your right hand. Reach your right arm out to the side and turn your head to the right. Rotate the arm, point the thumb down, reach towards the opposite hip, and draw your right shoulder back, look to the right. Extend your arm, let the rotation go, bring your right hand back to your left hand. Inhaling, walk your hands up your leg and sit up. Using your arms to help extend the left leg and bend the right, bring the foot across. If you want, use a block to support that leg if it doesn't feel good hanging there. I sort of like how mine feels hanging there most of the time. Pivot your torso towards your left foot, flex your left foot towards you. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold down. Reach your right arm out to the side and then up alongside your ear, overhead towards the other hand. Reach your arm up and back out to the side. Point your thumb at the floor, reach towards your left hip, draw your right shoulder back, look to the right. Extend your arm, let that rotation go. Bring your right hand back to your left hand. Reach your left arm out, turn your head to the left. Point your thumb down, reach towards your right hip, draw your left shoulder back. Extend your arm. Release the rotation. Bring your left hand back to your right hand. Inhaling, walk your hands up your leg and sit up. Using your arms, start to straighten the right leg, then bend the left leg, bring the soles of your feet together, leaving a big space between your pelvis and your heels. Reach under or over your ankles and walk your hands forward along the mat. Pretzel fold. Let your neck release, let your head hang. Breathe into your back. Walk your hands back. Sit yourself up. One more fold. Keep your feet together. Bring them in as close as you can. Interlace your fingers. Hold your toes between your hands. Wriggle on your seat to bring the bones in your seat closer to the floor and tilt your pelvis forward. Inhale, lengthen upwards. Exhale, fold forwards. With a long spine, hinging at the hips. See how far the long spine goes. And when it doesn't want to go anymore, let your head go and breathe into your hips. Inhale, slowly sit up. Bring your hands to the outsides of your knees. Let your arms lift your knees towards each other. Bring your hands behind you. Make your way down onto your back. Bring your heels in close to your butt. If you like, put a block between your knees on the middle position. Pressing into the soles of your feet. Inhale to lift your hips up for bridge. We'll take a few breaths at the top. If you want to go deeper, opening your heart, wriggle your shoulder blades towards each other. Clasp your hands under you. Reach your knuckles towards your heels. If you're clasping your hands, release them. Exhaling slowly, let your hips down. Float up and down a few times at your own pace, inhaling to go up and exhaling to go down, finding the level of challenge that's right for you today. You can vary the speed, you can vary the height. You can pause at the bottom or at the top of the movement. Just let the breath keep flowing no matter how you vary your movements in bridge. And let the next time you lower down be the last one. You can remove the block from between your knees if you had one there. And grab your strap. Run it under your feet and reach your arms and legs up. Point your toes up at the ceiling. Point your toes down towards your face. Let your feet relax. Slide them apart. Slide your feet back together. Take your right foot out of the strap, press the back of your right leg down against the floor. Hold both parts of the strap in your right arm, right hand, and reach your left arm out to the side. Draw your leg over to the right and turn your head to the left. Excuse the extra sounds on my side. I'm playing around with my space here, and I just had to nudge a door open with my leg. There was this gap between these old pocket doors where they didn't want to close all the way, and I thought it was enough room. And I was wrong. Now it's enough room now that I made the door move. Just keep breathing where you are. I'm reorienting myself because I had a bad idea there about getting tricky with the use of my space. And according to what your body tells you, you might let the strap go slack, re-engage it when you're ready, see where that leg wants to go. Bring everything back up to center. Take the strap in your left hand. Press your right hand down on the front of your right hip and let your limbs fall over to the left. And I left a block right in my way. Nice and gently come back to center. Raise your right leg, step into the strap. Take your left foot out and press your left leg down. Reach your right arm to the side. Draw your leg to the left and turn your head to the right. Bring it all back through center. Last one, take the strap in your right hand. Press your left hand down on the front of your left hip. Let your limbs fall open to the right. Very gently come back to center. Lift your left leg. Draw your knees in. Set your strap aside. Hug your knees and rock and roll on your back. Massage it against the floor. Reach your feet up. Reach your hands up to grab your legs or feet. Play with bending and straightening your arms and legs. Or inverting in some other way if there's a different inversion you'd prefer. Whenever you feel complete with inverting, you can make your way to Shavasana. As you settle into your comfortable resting pose, focus on your breath. If you like, come back to the intention you set for yourself to reflect upon that. Or maybe just allow your mind to disengage. Start to take some deeper breaths. Begin moving around bit by bit. Letting your movements grow bigger and bigger. When you're ready, take your time to gently sit up. Bring your hands up by your heart. Thank you for sharing in practice today. The light within me sees and honors that same light within each of you. Namaste. Namaste. And I want to honor my hosts. I've been a guest here for about 5 weeks now, and this is the last class from here because I go back to Cozumel Monday. So thank you to Sean and Steve and Andy for welcoming me to their home, and to the spirit of Al, who I feel in the den. Al's office was over here just off camera. You can see some files and stuff. Al passed away in December, left the house to Sean. Have a wonderful day, a great weekend. I'll see you all next time.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Thanks. Safe travels.
Thank you.
Yeah. Cool.